Hey guys, I wanted to thank you guys so much for being here for my very first The Family live chat. And also thank you so much for those of you who recommended this show to me. And I am a little bit sorry that I didn't start it at the beginning. I kind of halfway watched the first episode when it very first aired, but I wasn't really paying enough attention, but it did look so good. So I knew I wanted to come back. And so over the past couple of days, I have binge watched the rest of the episodes, and then I watched last night's episode live. So it is incredible, and I hope no one is mad at me, but I'm not going to be doing videos on Quantico anymore. I didn't even watch last night's episode, although I did DVR it. So I'm hoping that I'm not making a mistake here, but the last few episodes of Quantico have just been terrible, and I was just kind of tired of being bored and talking about a show I didn't like anymore. So I just want to go to you in the comments and say hey to you guys. Hey to Mark, Vanessa, Tony, and I think there's a couple other people here. They were here earlier. Maybe they left. I don't know, because there's a lot of comments going on from earlier. I love how everyone interacts before the show even starts. So hopefully more people from my channel will catch on and start coming to these chats. I know it'll be a little bit of a transition since the show has been going on now for 5 episodes, and some people haven't even started watching. So if you know anyone else who usually watches my chats and who isn't here, you might want to tell them to start watching this show, because it's really easy to catch up, especially if you're in the States, because I watched it on the ABC app for free. So that is very helpful. Hi, Laura. Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for being here. Let me just give you a few quick thoughts, and then I think we can really delve into oh my gosh, I just feel like we can talk about this show forever because it's so good. I really enjoyed this show because, number one, obviously it's a mystery, which is my favorite type of show, and I think you guys feel the same way, but it's a very different mystery from the other shows that we watch together, because we don't watch anything dealing with the abduction of a child, and it's just a very different feel to me, even though some things, I think a lot of the ABC shows kind of have the same types of feel in some ways, but I like how it's pretty different from everything else. I just love it. I think it's so good. I have enjoyed every episode. Yeah, maybe there are a little bits of slow moments, but I don't really feel like it's a slow show. And I have a lot of thoughts about what is going on with this show. I think it's very clever, and it's very hard to figure out so far, and I'm really excited by that. So Vanessa says, I think they should have made Quantico a 22-episode season 1. They should have made it a 16-episode season. Well, I'm just really kind of worried about Quantico because I don't know where they're going with that. And as you guys know, I didn't like the new people and the fact that they kept going back in the past when there, to me, wasn't anything to show in the past. So, Aaron, thank you so much for being here. Did they actually say if Adam is who he says he is? Well, according to the reporter, she got the results back at the very end of last night's episode that, according to her and whoever did the test for her, he is not their son. Okay, hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for anyone here. Now, because of that, here are my thoughts about this. I was surprised to see them show us one of the villains in the show pretty early on. By that, I mean the kidnapper. I think we can be pretty sure that this guy is a kidnapper of sorts. I mean, he kidnapped this kid who says he is Adam. I guess that's what I'm thinking. Now, I never thought that the Adam kid was the Adam kid. He didn't even know his own birthday. I mean, he was looking at those photos to try to pretend like he had memories as a kid. Now, I've been wondering if, yeah, I really don't think it's him. I've been wondering if their actual son is dead or not. And for a while, I thought, you know what, he's probably dead. But then I thought, well, if it was a movie, maybe. But where this is a series, I just feel like it would be good if he were alive. So I think the kidnapper man has other people that he has kidnapped in other places, okay? I don't think that this Adam guy, the guy who calls himself Adam, is the only person. So Vanessa asked about the kidnapper being his dad. Well, I had that thought before. I don't know if he would, at this point, I think if the dad's involved, he might have had to kill him, because where would he have taken his son for 10 years? Because I don't even know. Why would you kidnap your son? Like, I don't know. It really doesn't seem like the dad is guilty, but I don't know. I'm not getting like really creepy guilty vibes from the dad. Brittany has a good point that they could reveal that his dad isn't his real dad, but doesn't think they will go there. I actually kind of think that the guy who claims to be Adam, this is so confusing because he's not really Adam and we don't know his real name, but I think he looks like the kidnapper guy. Probably is just a coincidence, but that's what I think. But I just wonder where they're going to go with this. And I think this is the kind of show where they could have outside people involved as far as being villains and stuff, and it's not going to upset me because we don't have a lot of guys to go with here as far as who could have kidnapped their son. Because I'm really not thinking, I could be wrong, but I don't know if this man who we know is the kidnapper kidnapped the real Adam plus the fake Adam. I don't know. Now, I also have many thoughts about the kid who is pretending to be Adam. What is his motive here? He knows that he is not this kid. So why is he going back to this family pretending to be, their kid? Is he being set up by the kidnapper guy? Is he making him do this? Or is he working with him? Is he a bad guy? Have you guys thought about that? Could he be the actual son of Kidnapper Man and they're doing this to make money or something? Laura says Hank is really shady. I think he is, obviously over the top shady. I really don't think that he is a kidnapper, but I don't know. Now, Laura says she doesn't actually think he killed their son, but he's definitely up to something. Not really sure what's up with him, but if you notice, I feel like the kid who pretends to be Adam really wants to help him because he disabled the alarm the night that the dad got into the fight with Hank, and it's just something very strange. He seems to sympathize with him, or maybe he knows him actually. I'm not sure. The Awesome Sauce, thank you so much for being here, and very cool name, by the way. So Brittany thinks that the dad, who we know, John Warren, actually killed his own son. Not sure. I don't know yet. I don't feel like we know him well enough, but of course that would be the ultimate surprise. And I'd already had this thought before they actually made this statement in the show, but usually when there is a kidnapping or a murder involving a child in a family, it usually is a family member. Jonathan wants to know, why doesn't anyone else in the family besides the brother suspect that something is wrong? I guess they're just kind of blinded by the fact that this person came back. They had thought that he was dead. They're just, freaking out and happy because he is alive, so they think, and they think that they did that first DNA test, so they are just, being like, well, I guess that's him because they said that it was him. So I don't know, but I love the fact that there's so many kind of different mysteries all tied into this. It's not just one surface story of this family lost their son and we have to figure out if he's still out there or if this guy is really him. They went ahead and answered this question about him actually not being their son very early in the show. I mean, this is a brand new show, so I think that's really bold of them, and that kind of tells you that that is really not, we have much bigger mysteries here if they're going to answer that up front. Laura says, I think they kind of suspect, but they don't want to admit it. I definitely think his sister knows something's not exactly right, but at the same time, they want to believe so badly that, her brother and their son is back that they kind of overlook it. So Laura, I think that's a really good way to put it. Let's see, what else do we need to talk about here? I just think that the acting is really good in the show. A lot of these people I don't know, but I was happy to see the person who plays the older brother. I don't know why I can't think of his act. I think it's Zach is his real name. I used to watch Friday Night Lights, and he was one of the main characters on that show, that actor, which he played a very, very different role on that show, and I always loved him on that show. That was one of those shows where it was super, super good, and then it got really bad and actually got canceled. And even when they brought it back, I didn't think it was that good, but it used to be such an excellent show. So Mark thinks that because Adam went missing, the Warrens made a deal with the kidnapper to get a new son. They didn't adopt a son because Adam returning home would cause hype when Claire runs for governor. That's a genius thought, and I hadn't thought of that. I absolutely love that. So maybe that is so cool, and that's a great way to look at it, because maybe they know this kidnapper man. Maybe they're all in on it together. I don't know. But I think if that's the case, then the older brother is definitely not in on it at all. Okay, so that's really interesting. Aaron wants to know, did they say why the sister picked up Adam's dental records? No, as far as I know, they didn't. And that's a good point to bring up because they haven't addressed it again since that happened maybe a couple episodes ago. Jonathan thinks it might be the reporter. The reporter doing what? I don't know. Really, I mean, as far as I can tell right now, I just see her as someone who's pretty much using everyone in the family she thinks she's going to break this big story about how this kid's not really their son, and, she's going to become famous from it. I definitely think she was using the sister last night when she was kissing her in the bar because she knows that the sister was attracted to her. She was definitely using the brother. She's just someone who will do anything and everything to get ahead in her job, and I definitely think that's what's going on with her. As far as her having a deeper involvement or working with this Adam kid or with the kidnapper, I don't see that, but I don't know. Oh, the dental records. That's a really good point, Jonathan. I took your comment wrong, but that's a great point. Maybe reporter went as, said that she was a sister. I think you could actually be right. I think that's really good. So anyway, yeah, I just think this show is really good. Andrew McCarthy, I guess, was a pretty big star in the 80s, which was before my time to watch those types of shows, movies or whatever. I know he was like a big deal. And I was looking at his tweets last night, and he said that his actual son, played the younger version of him at the very beginning of last night's episode, which I thought was cool. And I think he's a very good villain of sorts because we don't really know. I mean, obviously, he's done some messed up stuff because he is a sex offender and he has some messed up hobbies, I guess. But I thought the scene with the cake was just really genius. I loved it. He definitely thought he was going to get away with the fact that he beat himself up and was trying to frame John, but it didn't work. Mark also says, to add to his theory, I think that's why the kidnapper sells children like that, or you think that the kidnapper sells children. That's why he put a toy in his basement, because he was getting ready to kidnap a new child. Definitely is preparing for a new child, no doubt about that. That's a great theory. I love that. If you're a genius if that ends up being right, because that's such a good theory. What I'm wondering is, does this kidnapper have other people, other places, or does he just have like one kid at a time? We know that he kept the Adam kid. We'll just have to call him the Adam kid because we don't know his name. He kept him like out in the woods far away. It's obviously going to be much easier for him now to have someone literally in his backyard. But does he have other people, other places, or is he just like a one kid at a time person? I don't know. Yeah, if you're right, I will freak out too. Like it's crazy. I think that's a great theory because obviously it's just, there's several things in here that don't really add up, and that would be a really good way to tie them all together. Here's another good question from Mark. Do I think that Adam could have a twin? You mean the actual Adam, or the one playing Adam? I guess we should clear that up. And, I hope that their real son isn't dead, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts about that? Do you think real Adam is dead? Or if not, where is real Adam? I mean, I don't understand why his dad would have him, hiding out somewhere for years. What's the point? That seems like a lot of, drama to go make sure he's fed and everything else all the time. I don't know. Laura's asking if Hank had a pair of Adam's gloves hidden in his attic. He did. I don't know how to explain that. There is some weird stuff going on with Hank. I think Hank also had the boat in the bottle, right? The ship in the bottle. I don't know. So Mark says the fake Adam would be his twin and the real one is his brother. That's really good. That's so good. So then we have to think, what happened? Why were these two boys split up? And what's the deal with that? And if he has a twin, I mean, I don't want to sound like PLL here, but if he has a twin, wouldn't people know about it? Obviously, mom and dad know that they had twins. And with him being the youngest kid, wouldn't brother and sister know? That's the only thing I don't know if we can clear that up. Like, it seems like everyone would know in the family that he had a twin, and they would be wondering where he went, unless they said like the kid died, unless, they all think the twin died or something. I don't know. But I just think that this is a show that we can definitely theorize about and get into way better discussions about than Quantico. And I wouldn't have had a problem doing both of them, but I honestly don't like Quantico anymore. And as soon as I give up on it, it probably was like amazing or something last night. But I gave it a lot of chances, and it just hasn't been good. So is Willa the name of the sister? Laura thinks she planted the boat. Okay, so she did like break in that day 10 years ago when she was a child. And she kind of had to escape quickly. He was coming back with his dog. Okay, Vanessa says the same thing. So that's where the boat came from. But yes, Hank definitely had the gloves from the attic. So I don't know what's up with that. So, as much as I think sometimes that Hank is innocent, then I also think he's so shady, but I don't know what to think about him. There's definitely like stuff about him that we don't know that's going to be really important. And he is a big star, Andrew McCarthy, so they're going to very much utilize him, I think, for a huge role in this show. You know, that he's got to be more important just than someone who was accused falsely of this kidnapping. So there's definitely more to that. That's hard for me to figure out. I don't understand that. I don't know what his connection is. You know, we saw the young Adam going over there, and he was helping him, I think, with the ships at one point. So they had some sort of relationship. I don't know if he abused that kid. I'm not really sure. Willa is so creepy. I agree. There is something going on with her, as Mark is saying. So he says the promo for next week shows that she did something bad. Maybe she did something accidentally that resulted in Adam getting kidnapped. Okay, definitely. So we see her doing like confessionals and stuff, and we've had little hints of that before in other episodes. And I don't know what her deal is, but yes, she's definitely hiding something. We also have seen that she always covers for her dad, like when he's drunk or when he's getting texts from other women. And she made a statement to him that she would pretty much do anything for him to cover for him. So I don't know, maybe the two of them have some kind of deal that he's covering for her. Maybe she did something. I mean, as far as we know, she could have done something and accidentally you know, killed her brother. I don't know. That seems kind of far, but, you know, far-fetched, but it just seems like, why would they, you know, freak out and go on TV and pretend like this kid was kidnapped if the dad knew that she had killed him accidentally or something? I don't know. But that's something else that we just don't know. And I don't know if we can predict like what her deal is, what her secrets are. I'm not really sure. So Mark says the promo also shows a flashback of the kidnapper taking Adam into his lair, but there are children's drawings already hanging on the walls. I think the kidnapper took kids before. Definitely. I definitely think he has done this before. He's a professional. Now, I think this guy, and I don't even know him, I've never seen this actor before, but the guy who plays the kidnapper is really good, I think. I think he's a very good villain because he can play the role of like the super nice husband who's expecting a baby, which is very scary to me that he's expecting a child of his own considering the kind of person he is. But he's also, when you see him away from his wife, he just has these like really sinister looks on his face, and he kind of freaks me out. And I think he does a great job in that role. So I think he's pretty much a professional at this, but I don't know how far it goes. And I just would find it hard to believe that he only has one kid at a time, but maybe that's the case. And, you know, I just really feel like he has to be kind of working with this kid, because I think the biggest reason why I think that is this kid knows that he is not the real kid. So what is his motivation? I mean, sure, if he was the person who was kidnapped and he got free, why wouldn't he want to go to his real family? Like, why would he want to pretend to be someone? I mean, obviously he has been told or coached into doing this, into knowing a few things about Adam's family to, you know, pretend that he's Adam. So he can't be a person we can trust. I mean, I consider him a criminal of sorts. I consider Adam, the guy who plays him, I mean, or this character, a bad guy, the one we know as Adam. I mean, I feel like he is a villain in the show. What do you guys think about that? But yeah, trying to think about what else happened in the show that we should discuss from last night. And to me, like, all of it's kind of running together because I basically watched all of it in the span of just a couple of days. So I can't even remember like which episode was which and what happened when. I mean, I thought the things they did with the postcards were pretty interesting and very clever of the kidnapper guy, because he knew like the police were onto him, so he would give his postcards to other people who were traveling to the places that he wanted to mail them from, and they did the work for him. And he said he was doing some kind of game with his son, so I thought that was pretty clever as well. So what do you guys think? Do you guys have any more theories or any questions or anything like that about this season so far? I really hope this is a show that will stick around and get popular and make it to season 2, because with a brand new show, there's always the chance that, or a big chance that it might not get renewed if it's not popular enough. They're very active on social media. There's a Twitter account called the Family Writers, or the Fam Writers. They retweet a lot of my stuff and they talk to the fans. They're the people who actually write the episodes. And if you like to do a lot of stuff on Twitter, like while the show is airing or even after, it's cool, I think, to follow them. And then At The Family is the official account for this show on Twitter, and they do, a great job, as do all the ABC shows of social media, and a couple of the actors also tweet. Do I think the real Adam is dead? I just don't know. I think it's too easy, Aaron, if he is dead, because we have, many seasons to go for this show, so I would think that possibly that's going to be one of the surprises, is that he's alive, but I don't know what's going on with him. But I don't know. He could be. I think it's too early to say. So Laura says, for some reason, I really dislike the mom. There's just something weird about her. I'm not really a huge fan of hers either. I honestly don't like the sister at all. So for me, the sister is probably the most annoying character on the show. But the mom is not great either. But I don't know. I mean, it would be a big twist if she was involved, because she always seems very distraught and just torn up about the fact that her son was gone and all those flashbacks. So that would be a really great twist if she had something to do with it, which maybe would fuel her political career. I don't know. So Mark says, in the pilot, Adam said, I want the big, yeah. I used to just repeat this all the time because I would see this promo all over, like a million times before the show aired. He was like, I want the big piece. I want the frosting. He said it so many times. Okay, so yes, I agree that has to be some kind of clue. I also think he was trying to emulate this kid because he's not him. So Mark says Hank bought a cake in the episode with icing saying, I win. It could be a clue. Yes, and obviously, of course, on the surface, the cake was to celebrate his victory over framing John, which ended up not working out. But I loved how he told the person at the bakery that he wanted to eat the cake right there. And I especially loved when he dug into the middle of the cake rather than slicing it. I've never seen anyone do that in real life, so that was just really funny to me. I haven't watched The Catch yet. I've kind of seen mixed reviews about it, but I definitely probably should watch it first to see if I want to start doing videos. And I think I have it on DVR. So yeah, I need to check it out for myself and see if I want to start doing videos and stuff on it. But I don't know. Aaron says the mom and sister both annoy her. I'm with you on that. Hank did want the big piece and the frosting because he wanted the entire cake. That was so funny. So yes, well, the mom on The Family was on The Killing too. She looks so familiar. Who did she play on The Killing? Because definitely the main star of The Catch was the main star of The Killing. And I'm just amazed every time I see a promo for that show, because if you guys watch The Killing, this woman looked completely different, and she looks very glamorous on The Catch now, and it's just really even hard to believe. And even though I can look at her and know that it's the same person, it's like, wow, she looks so much better. And I think it's just basically because she was supposed to play a certain role. It's not like this woman in real life, just looks so much better. It's because she's playing two different roles, and she has to be more glamorous for this role. And I think she didn't wear makeup and stuff in The Killing. But okay, so she played Colonel Margaret Rain, which for some reason doesn't mean anything to me. But I know that she is probably her and Andrew McCarthy are the main stars as far as famous people go in this show. But I don't know why I don't remember that name from The Killing. But I know that as soon as I saw her, I was like, I've definitely seen her in something before. I agree with Mark that the fake Adam is probably just Rollins in a mask. If you watch Pretty Little Liars, which I know a lot of you do, so probably any day now, or maybe the finale, he will peel that off, and it'll be Rollins, and we'll be like, yes, this all makes sense. That's so funny. I don't miss Pretty Little Liars at all, actually. I just don't even care when that comes back. But anyway, so I think that I will, well, not think, but I'm definitely going to be covering the rest of the family. Even if it gets slow or anything, which I hope it doesn't, but I'm just going to stick with this. And, I'm not going to switch it up again and quit doing this one. So I'm going to stick with it. And my videos will be going live every Tuesday. The recap videos actually titled this live chat the wrong thing, but it won't let me edit it until later. So I'll have to go back in and edit it. So let's see. What if Adam was the result of an affair? Asked Rachel. That's a really good point. Very likely, because we know that his dad, or who we think is his dad, is someone who has problems with infidelity. Vanessa likes The Catch. It likes that The Catch isn't that intense, a little more calm. Okay, so yeah, I know several people have tweeted me about it, mostly just asking am I watching, or do I think it's good? So I definitely need to watch it so that I can form my own opinions and let you guys know, because I can't even comment on it since I haven't seen it. So Grinch says The Catch reminds me of a brighter How to Get Away with Murder, minus the lawyer stuff. Okay, I kind of know the premise of it, but again, haven't watched even like 2 minutes of it, so I need to do that. So for now, I think we'll just keep the live chats, which will be every Monday at 6 p.m. for 30 minutes, just because this is a brand new show, and so far we can only talk about so much in this show, and if it gets crazier and more intense, we can think about making them longer. But if you've come across this live, or maybe you're watching it after it's already been live and it's on my channel, and you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate that, because every show that I cover is a mystery of some sort. So if you like those type of shows, maybe you watch other shows that I do videos on, or maybe you will want to start watching, because I don't know, I think the shows I watch are pretty interesting, and if I don't like them, I don't watch them anymore. So you might get some ideas. And that's what's been really fun about doing these chats and doing stuff like this on my channel, is because you guys have given me so many good ideas for shows, and you guys will tell me if a new show is terrible so I don't waste my time on it. I really appreciate that. So Jenna Bans, I think she's one of the writers, right, Mark? So the second half of the season is better than the first half. I don't think they're going to drag it out. They even promised big answers next week. They did promise. I think I saw that on Twitter, that we're going to get some answers next week. And I think they do a really good job of keeping every episode interesting and revealing some good things. I mean, they made a huge reveal in this episode by letting us know that Adam isn't really Adam. So I think that's very important, and I think that kind of is similar to How to Get Away with Murder, where you're getting big reveals, big things, big shockers in every episode. So far, it's not as big of a shocker as How to Get Away with Murder, but again, this is new and they have to establish so much, but I don't think it's slow at all, to be honest. Adam could have been adopted, absolutely. Rachel, absolutely. Tony, thank you. Yes, I miss our live chat so much, and now is kind of a downtime, because really this is the only thing I'm doing currently. So yes, I would be interested in doing another show that is on right now. So that's why I need to check out The Catch and some other things. But at the same time, I want to be like picky with them, and I want to do stuff that I'm invested in, because I don't like to come here and do live chats and videos on shows that I don't really care about, because I like to be really passionate about them, and it's just a waste of everyone's time, I think, if I don't really like them, you know? Yeah, so Jenna is the main writer. Okay. A good version of Marlene King is a great way to put it, Mark. So Sheena says she hasn't seen this yet, but she's intrigued. I'll check it out and see you next week. Yes, I think you would really love it. Seriously, I would never recommend and rave about a show that was just kind of mediocre or whatever, and that's why I quit doing Quantico, because I really couldn't say nice things about it anymore. As far as PLL, it was a good show, I guess, for a long time, and I was so invested in it that I've stuck it out, even though that's difficult. I know Vanessa has been very good about sending me various shows or via Twitter and on my YouTube account. So Game of Silence, I think you sent me some stuff on that, so that's something I will check out as well. And there's a couple others that I have in my mind to check out. So if I can see if I can get like one more, it would be great if it wasn't a Sunday night show, just because for live chats and all that stuff, it's easier to have them on a different day, so we can have the live chat next day. So Tony says Jenna used to work with Shonda. I didn't know that, so that means she's amazing. That's a great point. Thank you. Yeah, and it is kind of fun to rant about PLL, although I'm kind of over it, honestly, and I don't think I'm really going to miss it that much when it's over, to be honest, just because it just seems like it's the show that will never end, you know? I mean, it's just like ridiculous to me. But anyway, I guess that's pretty much all for today, and I just wanted to thank you. I know just a few people are here, but I think that, you know, this community will grow and more of you will come to the live chats as more people watch the show, find out about it and everything. So help spread the word, like on social media, and let people know if you really like the show, so that we'll have more people to talk to us here in the live chats. And I just really appreciate you guys being flexible and starting to watch a show with me, even though it's kind of aired for a couple of weeks, but some of you guys were already ahead of me and already started watching it from the beginning. But I'm so glad I'm watching this, because this is a show that I'm very excited about, and I think it has a lot of potential, and it just makes me really happy. So I will see you guys tomorrow with my video with my in-depth views about the show and about last night's episode. And if you haven't watched it yet, give it a chance. Again, if you're in the US, it's free on the ABC app. I'm not really sure where to get that outside of the US for free, but there may be some place. But it's just, I think it's really good. I really do. It's something that's made me very excited, and I think it could go a lot of great places for the rest of the season and beyond. So I hope you guys have a great week, and thank you again so much for being here and being part of the Kellie TV family and community, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.